Hello everyone. I almost decided not to review this book until I finished reading the trilogy, Foundation, Foundation and Empire, and Second Foundation. I reasoned that I was trying to give the entire read a chance. I almost put the book down at one point, and I will explain why. Foundation is about a scientist named Harry Seldon who surmised that the Galactic Empire would fall and humanity would experience a dark age for 30,000 years. As per his plan, Seldon found a way to shorten that time to 1,000 years. Isaac Asimov ambitiously pulled together this rather long chain of events from previously written short stories, and the finished product has its good and not so good points. Foundation has exciting characters like Seldon, but much of the story has minimal character development. Instead, Asimov's use of situations like the Seldon plan represents Harry Seldon. By repeatedly bringing the dead scientist's revelations and truth to civilization, the character returns to life to continue his work. I find this an interesting writing technique, but it's not a valid substitute when the need is to understand the man himself. Asimov again does this with others, speak of their accomplishments and their effect. But I would have preferred to know more about the critical people like Gal Dornick and Sullivan Hardin. I've read that the tale was initially published over time in Astounding Science Fiction magazine, years before the story came together in book form. Since created in parts, this explains why the action tends to jump to different characters and periods as the story evolves. Unfortunately, another would take their place as soon as I became interested in an interesting protagonist. As I read on, I tried not to let this bother me. Many of the stories were intriguing. The courtroom scene was one, and another was about how effortlessly the powerful could make a planet and its army shut down. The narration brought me to the edge of my seat, but I was disappointed when the focus soon moved to another scenario. This type of writing made it difficult for me since the momentum of the storytelling kept changing, and I found myself screaming for more and not getting it. Halfway through the book, the pattern almost made me stop reading. Curiosities concerning the trilogy's fame made me continue, and I'm happy that I did. Regardless of this, Asimov is an incredibly inventive storyteller. The formation of the psychohistorians, the encyclopedists, and the anticipation of the Second Foundation is complex and well thought out. It's easy to understand why Asimov is considered the father of literary science fiction. The proper publication for Foundation was in 1951, and once widely distributed, Asimov set many standards for writing science fiction. It becomes evident that many writers have attempted to replicate Asimov's impressive use of civilization building and historical cause and effect. Overall, I give Foundation 4 out of 5 stars. I recommend that others read it because of its historical significance and because there's just enough in it to keep the reader interested.